Welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are enjoying the international break. But hey, welcome back to the channel. It's United versus Everybody. I am your host, Sean, and tonight we have the return of the Kickabout. It is the usually weekly show where Dylan and I get together and chat about some interesting stuff. Took a little bit of a vacation that first week of the international break because it's nice to just take a break every now and then. But we have some fun stuff planned for you guys tonight, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail. So we are going to dive into all that and more, starting with a little bit of news. But first, I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of a fat intro, and I will see you guys again in a hot second. What is going on, Dylan? How you doing, boss?
Not too bad, not too bad at all.
Not too
How are you
bad.
doing?
Doing well. Still struggling with the allergies and whatnot. I know that yeah, obviously you're struggling a bit too. You're up north right now, aren't you?
I am up north. That's why the background looks a little different. Everybody had to find a different place to go. Got a full house at my dad's here, so
It's all good. How's your dad doing?
good, good. Just
Yeah,
getting all the medical appointments organized is the hard part. But
yeah.
as we all know, as we and our parents get older, so
Parents. Yeah, it is what it is, man. But we've got a fun little show planned tonight, man. We've got some fun things to go over. We've got some Mount Rushmore going on. Man United Mount Rushmore. You and I are going to talk about. We've got four players from United's history that I think each of us kind of have our own maybe special connection to. Maybe they've got some special memories, but it's very tough, wasn't it, choosing four players for Mount Rushmore? I know you struggled with it.
I was telling Sean yesterday. I was like, I've agonized over this all day. I drove. My dad and I went to a doctor's appointment. We had to drive to it. I was
Yeah.
thinking about it during the drive. I was thinking about it in the appointment. I told Sean one thing. I was like, no, this one is. It was a lot. I was trying to get it as right as I could. So
I
nice
know
for me.
it's going to be worse. I think when so I've got another one planned in the future, two more planned. I want to do a manager Mount Rushmore, like football managers, and I also want to do just a footballer Mount Rushmore, like all
Hmm.
of football. So that one's probably going to be the hardest. I think that one could lead to some fun debates and stuff too.
Oh
So
yeah.
but we are going to get into that in a little bit. We are going to talk first and foremost about some news as well, some latest and greatest news concerning United, talking about World Cup, all this kind of stuff. So, you guys, make sure you like the video, please. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Get involved in the polls as well. I put some links in there too for you guys. But we're going to dive in, starting with first and foremost with some news. So, actually, let's take this off for a second. We're not quite there yet. Let's start with the women's team first, because the women's team unfortunately crashed out of the
Yeah.
Champions League today. They had their second leg against Bayern Munich in Germany. They they went into this. It was 3-2 on aggregate. Bayern were ahead. I had high hopes. We put a goal away real quick. Beautiful ball from Jade Riviere to find Melvin Mellard, and she took advantage of a little bit of a miscommunication at the back. Squared it at home, pulled it 3-3 in aggregate. Then Bayern came out of the second half and just
Yeah.
not great. Did you watch it at all?
I had planned on doing it, and then I got doing stuff with my dad.
Yeah.
But I saw I was kind of keeping track of the updates when that goal went in. I was like, oh, come on, come on, one more.
Yeah,
But
it was not a great game.
yeah,
I was a little frustrated with Skinner, I think, and I was a little frustrated with the players too. We went up that goal, we brought it all level on aggregate, and then we just kind of parked the bus. It reminded me a lot of when the men's team played Newcastle at Old Trafford when you and I were there. It seemed like we were just trying. At that point, it was like, oh, we drew it on aggregate. Let's park the bus. Let's maybe try to nick a goal on a counter, and it wasn't good enough. It was too passive. We were not alert on the set pieces because that's how Bayern won. They scored two goals from corners
hmm
because nobody's clearing the box. So unfortunately, out of Champions League, Skinner under pressure. What I'm hearing, not great going on. Big up Rob Taff in the house.
I I just don't know why he'd be under. I mean, under pressure from me. I mean, led him to the Champions League. He's got a domestic trophy.
Yeah,
I know the domestic results haven't been as good as people have hoped for, but I mean, we've been top three. We've been right there. He's getting us into Europe. Is there a better manager available that wants to do it? Is
I
are you
mean,
think?
I'm not gonna pretend I know the intricacies of the women's league manager market. Honestly, I really don't know, but who knows? I mean, maybe Casey Stoney can make a triumphant return now that we've got
Dude,
different owners.
she'd be one. I'd be like, if
Be
she
good.
wanted to come back, do it, Casey. Come on.
What do you what do you make of Roberto De Zerbi going to Spurs? By the way,
It's funny because I thought number one, I'm very happy he's not coming to United.
yeah,
All those rumors we had, like those mentions and everything that we were hearing about that, I was like, nope, nope, he's not the one. I mean, 2 years ago when he had Brighton flying, or 3 years ago when he had Brighton flying, oh yeah, I could have would have jumped on the bandwagon. Now,
yeah,
like you've mentioned this a few times, he's kind of been found out. He really didn't light up the French league like I thought he would. I was like, okay, that's a league you can kind of take advantages and things. And Marseille never really got out of fourth,
yeah.
so that was
He's
another.
yeah, he's I don't know. If you look at his history as a manager, he's not really had a great win percentage anywhere. He's not really spent more than a couple seasons anywhere. We're getting a lot of static, buddy, by the way. Just FYI.
Sorry,
No, it's good.
sorry guys.
It's just I only mentioned it because it got worse, that's all. So, can you if you disconnected the headphones, would there be an echo, do you think?
I don't know. Uh, Disconnected him like instead of hearing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
no problem. Just want everyone to be able to hear what you're saying. So,
Yeah,
but De Zerbi, yeah,
is that better?
no, it must be the microphone on the laptop.
Ah, that would make sense.
So
All right.
it's all good. But yeah, De
Sorry guys, I
Zerbi,
don't have my normal stuff going on the road trip here.
no, you're good, man. I wonder if you dipped out and maybe. Oh, there it goes. Is that better?
I just hit a new button on the audio thing. Is that better?
Yeah, it's much better. That's perfect. Awesome.
All right. Cool, cool.
Anyway, so yeah, De Zerbi, yeah, I'm glad we didn't go for him. I know that we were linked to him back when that tumultuous spring with Ten Hogs was kind of iffy. You know, the FA Cup saved him. Oh, it got worse again.
Yeah. Minnie hit a button.
Oh no. Oh, whatever button you hit before, hit it again. There it goes. All right.
All right.
Nobody touched the laptop.
Yep. No, I'm not touching anything.
All right, you might want to put your headphones back in though. Tim says, interesting that some Spurs supporters groups are unhappy with his appointment because of his support for Greenwood. Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't that thrilled with that either.
Yep, so now we're getting an echo. There it goes. We're good. Oh, no, we're not.
We're good.
I don't think your headphones are connected, boss.
No, now they are. How's that?
All right.
Is that any
That's,
better?
as long as you don't, because we could hear echo, we're good now. Guys, technical difficulties are part of YouTube. We're good now. Nobody touched the laptop. Nobody touched anything. Everybody. Yeah, I know some Spurs supporters aren't happy with De Zerbi. He is a bit of a Antonio Conte without the trophies kind of vibe when it comes to
Yeah.
personality a little bit. But this wages I'm hearing. I mean, I'm if I were a Spurs fan, I'd be more upset with our owners for just how desperate they were to get him in. He's going to be like the third highest paid manager in the league.
Mm-hmm.
No relegation clause in his contract. He gets a bonus if they avoid relegation. I mean, that's yeah. I don't know, man. And I don't know. He must have some.
That's
I mean, money talks, but
it's a terrible deal,
yeah.
and I get the feeling. I don't think Spurs are going down. I don't see it happen. I want it to happen. I think it'd be hilarious, but but they are going to be in they're going to be in a bad situation next year, no matter
Yeah.
what happens. Like that team is going to get players aren't happy. The team is going to get gutted, and they're going to have to try to start over. So they're going to have a rough year next year too. And
If
there's
they
not going to be European football.
if they stay up, right, it's a whole new season. It saved them last year. It saved us last year. I mean, it's
Hmm.
So it's a whole new season. If they get relegated, though, then all bets are off. People will probably leave. Who knows if De Zerbi will actually stay at that point? I mean, it's big. There's a lot of teams that are still in the Premier League that maybe will need a new manager. He could go to Palace. He can go to Brighton. He can go back to Brighton. He
Hmm.
can go to Bournemouth. He can go to a lot of places. He could go to Chelsea for all I know. Who knows what's going on with Liam Rowe Senior? But it's interesting
Well, he's a
because
manager, remember? So
he is the manager. Let's get it right. There's a "the" in front of that when you talk about it. But getting relegated this season versus staying up is a big difference, and that has a lot to do with the
hmm
poll I put out too. So I put a poll that so far most. So I said if Man City get the 60-point deduction, which is kind of the big rumor we're seeing a lot possibility.
they're never going to get it.
Do you want if they did, would you want that to happen this season? So they're basically relegated, or would you want it to happen next season, like at the beginning of the season, start off in the negative?
I would prefer next season.
Why?
We're solidified. We're solidified and solidified. We're a good chance to get a Champions League spot this year. There's still a
Yeah.
chance that City could pip Arsenal to the title, which I'd rather see them get the title than Arsenal because I love making fun of the Gooners. Um, and as and the if they come through and say it's next year, players are going to leave. They're not sticking around.
And players will leave this summer too if they get relegated,
Yeah,
if they get the point
yeah.
deduction. I mean, it's funny too because most people the other day when I put up a poll when I asked, would you rather City beat Arsenal to the league but we get third, or would you rather we beat City to second but Arsenal win the league? Most people voted Arsenal win the league but we got second, which completely dumbfounded me. I was like,
Yep.
being between second and third doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day. I'd rather Arsenal not win it personally, especially with City's
Yeah.
charges. I mean, they're if they get found like they're basically asterisk FC. Chelsea are officially asterisk FC. Like that's just is what it is. But um, I would personally, if it were me, I would rather them get relegated this season because I don't know how they kind of recover from that.
Yeah.
Same thing with
Well, and
Spurs,
then
right? They'll lose
and
players.
there's
Pep will
yeah,
walk. It will be difficult.
and there's Pep walks, and then does uh who is it, Abu Dhabi who owns City,
Who knows,
uh
man?
or Qatari or whatever, whichever group owns
The
it? Do they
Saudi,
want to
yeah.
stick with the championship? Yeah, Saudi. They want to stick with the championship club. They want to try to buy something else. Like
Yeah, and you guys are
I don't
right.
know.
They will appeal. They will, but this is the thing. If you get it to hope, like so next year when the SCR comes in, and this is what happened with like the whole when we were getting Ashworth and stuff. We brought in like an adjudicator, basically, like an independent person, and that I think this is what's going to happen with SCR when they do the year like the quarterly reviews. Is this person's say is final? There are no appeals or anything
Hmm.
like that. You can't go ahead and drag this out and keep hurting football. So we'll see what happens. I think that if it's gone on this long, like it needs to just the decision just needs to be final. But obviously, it's not my say. Obviously, as
Yeah.
a rival, take it with a pinch of salt. But I would rather them get relegated this year because I don't like they're gonna probably come right back up. But at the same time, in what state will they recover? Right? It won't just be a
Yeah.
like same manager, same players. It's gonna be iffy. And if they get relegated, if they get these points deduction just because they're guilty, and so that opens up a whole new can of worms financially for everybody. But any
Hmm.
hopes is, yeah, we all hope it comes true. But keep getting involved in the poll, you guys. So far, 80% of you want them relegated this season. But let's talk about World Cup qualifiers, guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe because we got the last round of World Cup qualifiers last night. It was the last round, right? Last night,
Yep.
Denmark crashed out on pens. They gifted Czechia a spot. These teams changing their
Hmm.
names, these countries, it's getting on my nerves. Turkey, Czechia, like come on, guys. Turkey beat Kosovo. No surprises there. It was a small margin of victory, but still. Sweden knocked out Poland, so no World Cup swan song for Lewandowski. Congo beat Jamaica. Surprise,
Hmm.
surprise. And then Iraq beat Bolivia. Now, the big news, though, Italy will miss out on a third consecutive World Cup after losing to Bosnia and Herzegovina on pens. Don't know if you guys saw that one. Did you first of all did you watch any of the games yesterday?
No, I didn't, but I saw the clips this morning.
Oh man, I did watch
Yeah.
Italy towards that second half. I mean, Edin Dzeko
So,
still got it, man. um,
oh yeah. So I don't know. Uh, did when I was watching that the highlights for the Italy match, did it give you, was it Copenhagen when we went to Copenhagen and they had the tifo with the theater of nightmares or whatever a couple years ago
oh man, I don't
in the
remember.
Champions League? I just remember when they were going, when it just felt like that for Italy.
Yeah.
Like this was their worst possible scenario to go here and play it, and that's
And
what it
this
felt like to me. So
and this is the
you
thing
know,
with Italy. I think it's kind of like England with shootouts. I think they're getting in their own head. I think that they're letting the
hmm
psychology of it, the fact that they have missed out, because it's the three World Cups now consecutively that they've not been involved in. Can they still be considered a big nation when it comes to international football if you've not been in the World Cup? When you've not qualified for the World Cup for three consecutive rounds, that's what, 12 years straight.
hmm
This is the biggest World Cup ever, too, in terms of just who gets in. They're just letting everybody in, and they
yep,
still couldn't qualify. I mean, they haven't been in FIFA's top 10 rankings for a minute. They were 12th ahead of this. I think now they've dropped down to like 13th, below Senegal,
hmm
below Croatia. Morocco are well above them as well. Like, this is embarrassing. I saw someone on Talk Sport, I forget the guy's name now, was Goldstein, I think, Andy Goldstein, saying like they need to be in it. Like Andy Goldstein wants there to
hmm
be an automatic qualification if you have won the World Cup before. So basically the Super League for international football.
yeah.
Ben
No, I'm not for that.
Darren Ben argued that if you the current holders should automatically qualify. I don't have a problem with that
No,
necessarily.
yeah, that makes sense to me.
That one I don't have. But again, you can't just qualify because you've won it. They've not qualified even for the World Cup for three iterations. Why do they automatically get a spot just because they?
hmm
I read a stat too. I don't know how true this is. Someone can check my math. That they haven't scored even. They haven't won a knockout game since in like 20 years.
Yeah,
Italy, like
yeah.
that's embarrassing.
Yeah, I think the 2010s they didn't make it to the knockout stage. Actually, 2010, 2014 they didn't make it to the knockout stage. The last time they made it to the knockout stage was the final in '06.
Yeah, can we really consider them a big country anymore when it comes to international football? They've just it kind of feels like the U.S. at some they had like their best generation, but they just couldn't get it over the line, and then it's just been a struggle to get back ever since,
hmm
unfortunately. Um, I'm trying to think. They've got players, so obviously Tonali did had a decent game. Calafiori, but not played as well. Obviously, it was a big game for them. Interesting stuff. But hey, that means now we don't have to wait till after the World Cup if we do want Sandro Tonali, like I put in the WhatsApp group. Would you still take him?
Tonali? Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah,
You like
yeah,
Tonali, so
yeah. I mean Anderson's my number one, but if we could get Tonali and just get that settled, oh yeah.
yeah, he's an interesting case, Tonali. We've got a little bit of a potential little transfer hot second coming up here in a second that will put him up there and compare you guys. So, but yeah, let us know your thoughts on World Cup qualifiers, all that business. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on Italy crashing out in spectacular fashion. Let's see. Debas says U.S. Golden Generation got beaten by Portugal's B team I mean, it's a friendly. I mean, do we really care about friendlies?
No,
That's not. I don't think this is our Golden
Bruno.
Generation either.
No, Bruno had a nice heel assist there in that one. I watched the highlights of that one
Yeah,
too.
I don't. This
So
is not.
he's just plugging along, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna keep. I don't know why he keep playing friendlies. I mean, he should just be back at Carrington. No, I
Like
consider
the
the.
entire Arsenal squad.
Yeah, right. Really, honestly, it's a friendly. Who cares? I honestly
Yeah.
consider the 2014 men's national team better, the best team I've
Yep.
seen in recent history. That team was amazing. Dempsey, we had some Michael Bradley. I mean, and again, those are a lot of MLS players, and I'd still put them up against a lot of
hmm
this current squad,
Tim
if I'm being
Howard.
honest. There's a couple
hmm
that I think would get in, like Anthony Robinson. I think gets in. Tim Howard, of course, just walks. Maybe we'll do that going in. We'll do like an all time. We'll do a 2014 versus the current U.S. men's national team and see who gets into a combined 11. How's that sound? Let us hit that like button if that's something you guys like to see. Obviously, we're Americans, so it is what it is, but it's all good. Speaking of international football, Agent Bruno is hard at work enticing one of your guys' big midfield targets. So this was posted on Instagram. Don't know if you guys can read that. This is Mateus Fernand's photo. This is on Bruno's Instagram. He posted this and he says, "A primera de muitas miudo," which means the first of many, kid. So I would hope that that means the first of many assists for you and I together. Don't know if that just means in the World Cup, but Mateus Fernandes, a lot of you guys really, really like him. He's a really good player. Steehausen did a really good deep dive on him earlier today, similar to the deep dive that I did on Adam Wharton the other week. So go check that one out if you guys haven't. It is in the video description on why he would be perfect for United. He is a Carrick regen, spoiler alert. So Tim says, sad situation for Italy. I mean, you gotta earn it, right? I mean, there's no such thing as a free lunch in football unless you're Super League people. But Danny says Mateus Fernandes is my number 2 after Anderson. Very good. Tobias says Italy's decline is a case study. Oh, it's a good. So Mateus Fernandes, what are your thoughts on Mateus Fernandes, Dylan?
He would definitely be somewhat, because he's on West Ham, right? I'm not misremembering
Yeah, he was at
the team he's on,
Southampton,
right?
went to West Ham.
Yes. Okay, that's the one. Yeah. So he'd be. I was seeing him play. He's still young, so he's still got things to learn. He would slot in nice, and he could learn from Bruno.
Yeah.
Some things, some positioning. He looked like he was doing well there yesterday, and just some of the highlights I watched. If West Ham go down, maybe get him for cheap. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you could get him for
We'll
pretty
see.
cheap. Um,
Yeah.
so this is how he stacks up to some of the other midfielders that we've been talking about recently. So I don't know if you guys see. So Mateus Fernandes is in the blue. Adam Wharton is in that like pinkish color. Elliot Anderson is in the green, and Tonali is in the yellow. And so basically, what stands out here, Fernandes, he's not like better overall. Like obviously, Anderson is easily the best one there in terms of just all around.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't create as many chances as Adam Wharton does. He doesn't win as many duels as Adam Wharton does. But overall, Elliot Anderson, very good. Mateus Fernandes, very similar. He's gonna win a lot of the ball. He's gonna win more balls than some of these other guys. More than Tonali. Tonali, as far as Tonali's go, the best thing he's got over everybody else is his ability to carry the ball. But you can see Mateus is going to play a lot of forward balls. He's going to win the ball a lot. He's going to win a lot of duels as well. So a good cheap alternative to Adam Wharton. I mean, not to Adam Wharton, but Elliot Anderson, personally. Danny says a young version of Bruno Guimaraes, little blend of Bruno. Yeah, so he used to play as a 10 too, but he's taken over as in a pivot role when Lucas Paquetá left in January. So that's kind of his new role there. Danny says Wharton and Fernandez will work well together. Everybody says that, and then I always come back to, what about Cobby? Where do you like with all this talk, Dylan, of two midfielders? Where does Cobby fit into all this?
I think that all three of them would just be rotation of them, depending
Yeah,
on what you're playing, where you're going to go. Because that's the big thing I don't understand with everybody. Oh, you have to start. You have to start. There's nothing wrong with you start this game and you
yeah.
sit the next one and
They're
come
gonna
off the
get
bench.
they're gonna get a
That's
couple dozen games apiece easily.
Yeah. You're going to have Champions League, Cup competitions, Premier League. You're going to start 20 some games
Yeah,
throughout the year, probably pretty close to that. Like you're going to get playtime. So I
yeah.
don't know.
I think Cobby's gonna be very similar to Mateus Fernandez. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's
They're both
perfect.
very young as well. I think they're both 2021.
Hmm.
Good age to rotate. I like to get a little bit more of a physical profile, like your Baleba, like someone who like a João Gomez maybe. And I want someone like Wharton who's literally his first, second, and third thought is get the ball forward, find my
Hmm.
attackers. Like his chance creation, like again, go
And
watch the video I did the other day. It's awesome.
Wharton's looked good the last few weeks too. He's stepped
Yeah.
it up with Palace. It's starting to click again. So
Yeah, his Wharton, I like Wharton a lot, man. He's a straight up Carrick
hmm
regen.
uh,
I'm all for it.
and and you got the inside scoop trying to get him to United. So come on,
I have the inside scoop, yeah. So if we get him, I expect a finder's fee. No, and
exactly.
from what I'm told too, his injuries, he's been good. The issue with most players when it comes to this kind of stuff is like, especially the groin, is they don't opt for surgery. Wharton got the surgery. It was last year he got it. He was out for a couple months. It's been smooth sailing pretty much since, and so
Good.
I have it on good authority that injuries are well and truly behind him. He's in perfect health now. So
Excellent.
that, and you guys know that was my biggest concern with him. It wasn't anything to do with anything else because I think he's a great player. I just am iffy with injuries, but since he looks good, I'm gonna go with it. So Danny says João Gomez rotation with Anderson. Who knows what's gonna happen with João Gomez, man? It's a buyer's market right now for midfielders. You can get a lot. Mamadou Sangari's still out there. Lamine Kamari's still out there. There are
Hmm.
tons of midfielders out there. Your boy Ederson still rolling around out there. Could be available for super cheap this summer. There's tons of midfielders out there, you guys. There's no reason, unless you really want, like, first and foremost, to get the best of the best. There's no reason you should have to, like, break the bank necessarily to get even two midfielders in. It just depends on if you want to
Yep.
go for the Elliot Andersons or something and spend 80, 90 million. So Danny says if we can't get Anderson, be very happy with Wharton, Fernandez, Gomez. Yeah, it could be. That could cost you probably maybe like 150 for those three.
Hmm.
Maybe even less
Yep.
if you can throw in a player, maybe throw a Ugarte in there or somebody or a youngster on loan. So, any final thoughts on Mateus Fernandez? Dylan, if you got two midfielders this summer, who are your top two choices? Go.
Anderson definitely. And now I got to think money wise. Is money not an option?
Just any two.
Oh, uh, Anderson Wharton.
Anderson Wharton. It'd be a good little combination. It's a lot of English
Hmm.
English bias going on here, and we're not even English. So a lot of I think for the first time too since being a United fan, I seem to be drawn more towards the Premier League players, and it's not because of the fact that they're Premier League. It just happens to be that they're in the Premier League. But like I said, there are a lot of midfielders out there right now. Your Renki, like I
Hmm.
said before, Mamadou Sangare, Lamine Kamara, a lot of these guys are available and they're out there. Arthur Evam at FC Lorient.
And no excuse not to get one, maybe two.
Yeah,
Come on,
there are no
United.
excuses.
You got to
Decax,
do it. Yeah.
Mokio at Ajax. I really, really like Jorthi Mokio. I did a scouting report on him last summer. You guys remember that one? Some really good young players out there too that can come in and rotate and learn. I don't know how ready guys like Sekou Kone or Thwaite are for first team football. Fletcher's got the most minutes, I think, out of all those as well. Something I don't think Amorim does get enough credit for it, if I'm being fair to him, but it is what it is. Let's dive into this. Let's dive into this Mount Rushmore, man, because this one's been in the chamber for a hot second. You took
Hmm.
your sweet time. I know you probably struggled with it because it is hard, right?
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, I do have a list of some honorable mentions that we'll talk about beforehand. So, but I do want to know all of your guys' Mount Rushmores as well as we go along, and then at the end, I'll have you guys tell us, like we did with the 200 million pound rebuild, even though Dylan cheated. Who got the better out of it? So. Let's kick this off, you guys. Please make sure you like, please make sure you subscribe. Let's talk first about honorable mentions here. So, again, Mount Rushmore is 4 players. These are the guys that just barely missed the cut for one reason or another, for me anyway. I know, Dylan, you changed your mind last minute, but it's all good. These are and you feel free to add any more in while you're going along, Dylan. Do you have any thoughts on any of these guys? I know some of these guys maybe were on your list before we go on. So,
Oh yeah.
real quick, go ahead.
I was just say fantastic players, every one of them. Just and played for the club, represented the club well, left it all on the pitch. I mean, we remember the when we did the all-time 11 and Vidic and Stam were the starting center back pairing, and we're like, people are
Yeah,
dead. Like every time I think about that,
yeah, you'll die.
this makes me laugh. But yeah.
So this is my honorable mentions going into this. The guys that just barely missed the cut here. So Edwin van der
Hmm.
Sar, 4 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, 2 League Cups, a Club World Cup, 3 times inclusion in the PFA Team of the Year. He was in the 2008 Champions League Team of the Tournament. He holds the record for Premier League minutes without conceding a goal at more than 1,300 consecutive Premier League minutes without conceding a goal. A record that will never be broken, by the way. I think David Raya came the closest recently this season, and he got like 400 and something. So let's just safe to assume it's not going to happen. And
Yeah,
like Dylan was said, touching upon our all-time 11 that we did a couple years back. That was a fun show too, by the way.
that was really fun.
Van der Sar was
That was
voted.
so much fun.
That was awesome show. Big up
Yeah.
Joel too for joining in for that one. Voted Van der Sar was voted your guys' keeper for that starting 11. So that was a big up. But he just missed the cut for me. Probably one of my favorite keepers of all time. Definitely my favorite to ever wear the United shirt. De Gea is up there with a shout, but I think Van der Sar's got a little bit of class to him. That I really like.
hmm
Do you have any thoughts on Edwin before we move on to my other honorable mentions here?
It's just we've talked about this before. The same kind of same thing with Schmeichel, but like you just felt it more. We had that period after Schmeichel left. We had the differences in goalkeeper. We had goalkeepers that didn't work, Howard,
Yeah,
etc. And, they're good in their own right, just didn't work out. And then Van der Sar comes in. He's got the Champions League at Ajax. He
yeah,
kind of bummed around a little bit. I mean, I watched a little thing about him. He's like, yeah, he's at Juve, and then you're gonna still compete for your place, but we just signed Gigi Buffon, so writing's on the wall. I mean, got upstage there, and then he goes to Fulham, does well, and then comes to United and just lights out. And I that's when I was really really paying attention, like the first time started to look at what United was, and I always remember feeling this is kind of the same thing with Schmeichel and De Gea. You felt so confident in that back line.
yeah.
You felt so
Yeah.
confident that if Vidic or Rio got beat, Van der Sar was going to clean that up. And yeah, just so composed with what he did.
How can you not feel confident with 1,300 consecutive minutes without conceding a goal?
Hundred
Obviously, the
percent,
defense plays a lot
hundred
into
percent.
that as well, but still, like, that's
Mhm,
insane. Paul Scholes was next on my list of honorable mentions, and I know
mhm,
for some of you guys who've heard me talk about Scholesy and stuff, like, and when I go through some of his numbers here, you're gonna wonder why. And maybe he gets in yours. This doesn't mean these players are bad; they just missed out on the cut for one reason or another. But Scholesy, 11 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions League, 3 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, a Club World Cup, 2 times team of the year for the PFA. Honestly, and I'll let you get your spiel in, but I got to throw all this out there because Scholes, he's one of my favorite players of all time.
mhm,
The thing for me that shifts this whole Gerrard Lampard Scholes debate is in favor of the Ginger Ninja Paul Scholes is what other players say about him
yeah,
that I've not heard them say about
yep,
these other guys. Considered by dozens and dozens and dozens of his peers as the best they've ever played with or played against,
mhm,
Socrates stayed, not the philosopher, the player, stated that he could have played for Brazil, Paul Scholes. Zidane has called Scholes his toughest opponent and the greatest midfielder of his generation. Thierry Henry said he was the best player in the Premiership. In 2011, Xavi called Scholes his role model as a player and the best player in
mhm,
his position over the last 2 decades. Iniesta, Xavi, Messi, Pedro, Busquets all asked for Scholes' shirt after the Champions League final. I think Iniesta got it. Scholes was actually given the match ball for that match, even though he lost. Pirlo selected Scholes as the only English player in his all-time dream Champions League 11 as well. Like
mhm,
Gerard Lampard, take it. Just sit down. Just sit down. Like why?
yeah,
Don't even show up to the competition. Right? Just be done.
yeah.
He and all that, and he still misses out for me on my Mount Rushmore.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on Scholesy?
That was hard because he was right there with me too. I went back and forth as I was texting you about. I went back and forth about Scholesy including him, and that was rough.
Yeah,
Because he everything he did, it was just class on the pitch, and again there was just a level of ease, pinging the passes, and
yeah.
then coming back was he was retired a year, comes back, and yeah he's got the rust, but not much, not much rust, and just wins another title.
Got
Like
another Premier League. Yep,
oh
that's so. I mean,
yeah,
there are some people who would argue that maybe we should have stuck with Pogba instead of bringing Scholes out of retirement, but it is what it is. They're never. I mean, they're not going to please everybody. So
yeah,
Scholesy just misses out. Nemanja Vidic. I mean, what an absolute warrior. One of the best
yeah.
defenders I've ever seen play the game. Captained United for 4 seasons. He won 5 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, 3 League Cups, and a Club World
hmm
Cup. 4 times in the PFA Team of the Year, 2 times Premier League Player of the Season as well. Only defender to do that.
As a defender, yep.
Yes. So sit down, Van Dickless. He was Sir
Hmm.
Matt Busby Player of the Year in 08-09. He played a major, major role in United's record-breaking 14 consecutive clean sheets during the 2008-2009 season. Nemanja Vidic, our Serbian warrior, he led from the back with fearlessness, intensity, and dominance.
Hmm.
Just the epitome of all these things. And he still misses out. What are your thoughts on Nemanja? Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, just another one. You just like a fantastic servant to the club. Um, and he represented that what we needed during that period. That later period, we kind of lost a little bit with Keno leaving. Some
Yeah,
of the older guard, like they move on, and we need a little bit more of that grit again. And he brought it. He brought it back. He teamed up with Rio. They just made that back line so
yeah.
solid. So
Struggled a
just
bit at
another.
first, but
Oh
just
yeah, took a minute to get his feet under him, but oh,
what a
what a
warrior,
player!
man. What a warrior.
Yeah.
And then finally, the last honorable mention, Mr. Gary Neville himself. I consider Gary Neville Mr. Manchester United. I
Mhm.
don't know why. That's in my brain. He's just Mr. Manchester United. Fifth all-time appearances for the club, captained from 2005 2010, eight Premier Leagues, two Champions Leagues, three FA Cups, two League Cups, a Club World Cup, five times Premier League Team of the Year, PFA Team of the Century for Gaz. Not flashy, not techie at all, but one of the most hardest working leaders to ever play the game, I think. Starting right back for United for more than a decade. Key role in our dominance under Sir Alex. Set the standards as far as I'm concerned for
Mhm.
professionalism, for work ethic, and for belief.
Mhm.
What it is to have belief on the pitch in the big moments. I think Gary Neville set that standard. What are your
Oh
thoughts
yeah.
on Gaz?
It can't really do much more than echo your statements. I mean, when you think of United, he's a mainstay, still a mainstay with the club in terms of his influence and
Yeah,
how much his word still carries. Set the standard. Part of that group that came through and really solidified United as
yeah, man.
one of the best teams, not only in England but in Europe. And yeah, continues to be an influence, continues to do the right things. No punditry aside, a little biased at times, but that's biased
Yeah.
in a good way for us. So
He's like so biased against United sometimes, and you
yeah,
know he doesn't mean it. I
yeah,
think he's just trying really, really hard to
yeah,
not look like a super fan. But no one
oh,
else cares, so
100%.
just go for it, man. Look at Micah Richards every
Yeah,
time freaking City play. He just still likes to
yeah,
pretend that he was part of this great team. Micah Richards, when like the
yeah.
biggest thing you've done is like the weights you put on at the gym since you
Hmm.
retired, man. Like that's all. So I don't know, man. But those are the honorable mentions. Is there anybody else you'd maybe throw in that just did not make the cut for you that you'd like to throw a big shout out to before we jump into the nitty gritty?
Uh, Cantona, Cantona would be a big one for me. Just how he comes in and he kind of switches that whole locker room around, and they that sets the stage for everything that comes after.
Yeah,
A little bit of the swagger, a little bit of how United's supposed to play are going to play, and just yeah, there was you can see the cultural shift with him, and it's one of those that just is extremely influencing in terms of United's culture in and of itself. So Cantona be a big one.
yeah. So that's the honorable mentions. You can't imagine what the actual Mount Rushmores are going to look like, you guys. So we're going to dump in. We're going to go one at a time, starting with Dylan. You guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, please. And don't forget, there's a link in the chat. There's 30% off in the Unitedverse Everybody store right now for the next couple days. So get your swag 30% off, you guys. Like the OG, the green and gold. So, Dylan, kick us off here. Let us know what your thoughts are. On your first pick of the night, it's Mr. Sir Bobby Charlton. You guys like my graphics I put up there?
That's awesome, by the way. That is really good.
Dude, Chat GPT, man, it can be good sometimes. Honestly though, like, and I say that out loud because I know it's listening and I want it to not kill me. But honestly, if you guys could read some of the insults I throw at Chat GPT when it messes things up, when the AI rises up and the robots take over, I'm the first one it's coming forward to take out because I yell at Chat, I
All right.
call it stupid. I tell it this is why people use Gemini, you idiot, like because it doesn't know what it's doing. These are literally the
Oh
things I
man.
type. That's
So
how angry I get.
guys, we're safe then. So Sean's all they're
just
coming for Sean.
just keep
But
like a wide berth of me for when the giant robot finger
there you
comes
go.
down and just smushes me like an
Yep.
ant. So okay, sorry.
So
Walk us through
no,
your
you're
first
good.
pick, Sir Bobby
So
Charlton.
I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a spoiler with how I came up with it. I told Sean this is like I went kind of by eras and how I kind of view eras. Um, I kind of waffled back and forth with how I would go. I went a little more modern. I didn't go far back like 20s and things like that to get some players. But my first one is Sir Bobby Charlton. I think he speaks for himself with what he did. I mean, he's a Ballon d'Or winner along with George Best and Dennis Irwin. I mean, formed one of the greatest attacking lineups in English football history, European football history, what have you. Um, he had the record goal scoring for a while. He did everything right as a player, and really sold it for me is what how he did things when he was done. How he conducted himself when he was done. Probably the besides maybe Sir Matt Busby and Sir Alex, probably the best ambassador for the club that we had. I mean, just did things the right way, conducted himself well, was there when players needed to set the stand. He set the standard, and he continued to set the standard for the players to come through. And if you watch the documentaries with, and I'm sure everybody here has, you watch those documentaries about that uh, the team in the '90s learning and having Sir Bobby around, and having that level of influence around to know that hey, we don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
They set the standard. They're the ones we want to make sure we carry on the legacy. So I could have picked
Didn't he train with
George.
the 99 players before ahead of the final?
Yeah, yeah. He's and again just setting the standard, showing everybody the way. And I could have picked George. I could have picked Dennis. I could have picked several different guys here and there. But for me, Sir Bobby sets the standard for what a United player should aspire to be, and did so in such a way, in such a good way that we were set for a long period of time, especially in that '90s period, for what we should be striving for. So.
And he was really the almost the heartbeat of the club after the
Hmm.
Munich disaster as well.
Yes.
One of the very few survivors. A lot of it on
Hmm.
his shoulders. Not rightfully so, like unfairly so. Like nobody should have to.
Yep.
But he handled, I thought, with class,
Yes.
with bravery, with strength. And he handled it very well. And obviously was a huge part of this
Hmm.
club for decades and decades and decades. Until obviously very recently we lost him. But yeah, God rest his soul, Sir Bobby. This is a good first pick. Obviously, you're kind of going through the best of each era, so hard to do better than that. You guys know me. It was the same with the starting 11, all time starting 11. It's difficult for me sometimes to go for players that I've never like watched play personally and things like that. Not like I attended the matches, but like players that I wasn't alive when they were playing. So it's difficult for me sometimes to do that. But that's again, there are no wrong answers. This is just the way I choose to go about it. Way Dylan. So Dylan again going for the heartstrings pick. Just trying to get that get that cheating. So, but yeah, no, it's a solid first pick. My first pick, probably the easiest decision for me. And I mean, Ryan Giggs. I don't know how do you not put our all-time appearance holder on there? 963 appearances for the club, the most decorated player in United history. 13 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions League, 4 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, a UEFA Super Cup, a Club World Cup when it actually mattered, the Club World Cup. Not this bullshit now. The most top flight trophies in the history of English football, Ryan Giggs. Sir Matt Busby, Player of the Year. Jimmy Murphy, Young Player of the Year, 2 years in a row. PFA, Young Player of the Year, 2 years in a row. 6-time PFA Team of the Year, PFA Team of the Century for Giggsy. 168 goals, 162 assists, which is still the record, by the way. Can't forget the FA Cup semifinal against Arsenal. That
Hmm.
brilliant goal was obviously one of my favorite memories of him. He was the PFA Players Player of the Year in 2009 when he was 35 years old. Let's see someone else do that. Kept the Manchester United torch burning for more than 2 decades.
Hmm.
He is your favorite one club player. Like that's just the way it is. You see, Premier League Hall of Fame. That's how you do a proper list. You start with Ryan Giggs. Get fucked. So Ryan Giggs, my first pick. Your first pick, Sir Matt Busby. Let us know what
Nope.
your
Bobby
guys'
Charlton.
Oh, Sir Bobby Charlton. My bad, guys. You guys, as we're going along, let us know your 4 all-time picks for Mount Rushmore as we keep going, you guys, and make sure you get involved in that poll as well. Dylan, we're going to your number 2 here. Let us know what's going on. Are you just saying this because we met him at the airport?
That's part of it. No, but Bobby Robson. That's I looked at this one. I kind of went from, so we had our period with Sir Bobby. We kind of have our down period. We get United gets relegated. We need that period through the late 70s when we come back up through the 80s. It's not the greatest period. We're not doing very well as a club, but we have some stalwarts in the club. And in terms of who is someone that the team could depend on to carry just not just the team, but just to carry the legacy of United in a, as you said, a classy way, and not necessarily a brave way, but in a determined manner that will set the stage for future generations. Robbo did that.
Yeah.
Robbo comes in and he gets 2 FA Cups in the 80s, which is good. The FA Cup back when it meant a little more, I think, for those other clubs when we had the old first division and everything. But then really goes with Sir Alex's team and sets the standard to get that first level. They had that first group together to win that title. Yeah. And so Robbo picking as the next generation after Sir Bobby, really being the one that comes in, and I could have picked others, but Robbo was the one that kind of epitomizes that group for me. So Bobby Robson is my second.
Hey, big up Captain Marvel. What a class guy. Very nice. When we met him at the airport. Good to get a couple of photo ops there. But yeah, hell of a leader on the pitch. Captain Marvel. I mean, what more is there to say? A worthy inclusion in a Mount Rushmore of United players, in my opinion, man. Guys, let us know what you think of Dylan's second pick. I got my second pick, and I'm super happy that I put this on here because I really want to see this on the side of a mountain someday. I've got Roy Keane.
Oh, dude.
Can you imagine if that was carved into the side of a mountain? That'd be amazing. If you look up mentality in the dictionary, there'd be a photo of Roy Keane yelling at you to put down the dictionary and go do something with your life, probably. When you think of standards, it's hard to get higher than Roy Keane, right? Sure, he could start an argument in an empty room, and he'd likely tell a kid running a lemonade stand how to do a better job at it. But we love this angry Irishman, the subject of my favorite United song, Keno's Magic Hat. Spent 12 years as a Red, 8 of which were our captain after taking the armband when Cantona left. And Keno was our fiery heartbeat as a club. Where Cantona brought belief, Keno reinforced that belief with steel. Like, that's just what it is.
Yep.
Many United fans call him our greatest ever captain. 7 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, 4 FA Cups, 480 appearances, 51 goals, around 40 assists. The Champions League semifinal second leg against Juventus was an absolute performance to behold. If you haven't,
one of the greatest performances ever.
That is one of the best single player performances I've ever seen in my life. He may have missed the final that season because of suspension, but it was injury. But it's suspension. He was the reason that we got there. For years, he was the central figure of our dominant era. So much so that 70,000 United and Celtic fans showed up to his testimonial. Like, that's how much of an impact he had. Work rate, discipline, accountability. Keno didn't make things complicated. He simply demanded the absolute best from everyone, including himself, and he set that standard. That's why he gets on my list. I love Keno to death. He can be insufferable as a pundit sometimes, but as a player, I can't think of anyone more I'd rather lead this team out of the tunnel, honestly, on a Sunday afternoon. Any thoughts on Keno before I go on to your third pick? Although Keno is your third pick, isn't he? Hold up.
Keno's my third pick. All I'm going to add on to that is just it's just moving on, kind of the theme I've got going is like players you want to play for, players that set the standard, players that represent United. That's Keno. That's exactly. We watched when we were in Manchester. We were watching the '99 documentary, and you could say, was it Ole and Gary and everybody else? They were saying you stepped up your standard because you knew Roy every day was going to bring it, and you didn't want to let him down.
I feel like
and that's
Kino
kind
was
of
one of those people
go
that
ahead.
if you were sitting eating at a restaurant and you saw him walk in, you'd like check and make sure all your shit's like clean
Oh
and
yeah,
like, oh, I gotta be,
yeah,
let me button this top button up real quick.
mhm, yeah. No, he is that player, and you summed it up even better than I could. He's probably my favorite United player of all time,
Yeah.
just because of what he represented and how hard he worked, and the standard he set. But yeah, that's my third one. And just so you know, I didn't copy Sean. I was agonizing over this between
Hmm.
Scholesy and Kino, and I first went
Hmm.
Scholesy, and then I kept thinking about it. I was like, no, no, wait, what about Kino?
No,
And then I sat
we
there,
believe you. It's fine.
yeah. So
Yeah, no,
so
Dylan's a
I had to think
copycat.
about long and hard.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw you looking over my answers on the test, man. No,
that's
I mean
right.
it's hard to get past
Exactly.
Roy Keane. If he's probably, I
Oh,
mean he's probably the one that edged out Gary Neville in my opinion in terms of just leadership
hmm,
and captain's armband.
yep.
But I'd still probably just pick Keno because it is what it is. So he was my
Oh
second
yeah.
pick. He was your third pick. So I'm gonna move on to
Hmm.
my third pick, um, Wayne Rooney. Honestly, as a player, as a United player, we all should have seen this coming when he announced himself to United fans by scoring a Champions League hat trick on his debut for the
Oh
club.
yeah.
As an
Yep.
energetic forward for Zawaza, brought fire, he brought work rate, and most importantly, he brought goals. Do you guys remember the period around '07, '08, '09? How lethal our attack was? Rooney was a major
Yeah.
part of that, combining
Hmm.
seamlessly, free-flowingly, just fluidly with Cristiano Ronaldo, Tevez, even Park Ji-sung getting involved with there as well. Finished the '09-10 season with 34 goals in all comps. Turned around and did it
Hmm.
again in the '11-12 season. And he was selfless too, often taking a less prominent
Yep.
role in the attacking side
It,
United could get the best out of other players like Ronaldo,
exactly.
Robin van Persie as well.
Yep.
Most goals for United, 253 goals, more than 140 assists, third all-time Premier League goal scorer, finished second so far with appearances for the club. Five Premier Leagues, one
Hmm.
Champions League, one FA Cup, three League Cups, a Europa
Yep.
League, Club World Cup. One of the most complete players, I think, of United and Premier League history, in my opinion. He brought work rate, he brought standards, he brought mentality, he has longevity, and again, he brought goals. And we cannot forget the overhead kick against City. He brought that
Oh yeah.
well.
Love watching that.
Rooney is my third pick as well. Dylan, I think he is, if I correct me if I'm wrong, he is your last pick, correct?
He is my last pick. And I didn't copy Sean on that one.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
only ones I went back and forth on were Scholesy and King. But if you notice, and I said there was a theme with time with periods. We had Serbabe at the beginning. We have Robbo in the middle. We have Keane representing the '90s, early 2000s, okay? And then kind of seamlessly, Rooney takes that over. Rooney starts to set the standard, okay? And like you said, you summed him up perfectly for what he contributed to everything. And the big thing for me is as I watched him get older, the selflessness he had to move back to start contributing and to start creating more. I mean, we all remember that pass he picked out from in midfield, past midfield, and gets the volley for Van Persie. I
That was
mean,
amazing.
what a pass!
That
And,
was so
and but
good.
you could see he just started to do that. He knew he didn't have the pace anymore, but you know what? He was going to give it everything he had every time he was out on the pitch. And he said that before. It's part of the reason why United hasn't done as well. When he and Carrick and everybody else were leaving, there wasn't anybody set the standard. So that's part of the reason why he gets on here for me is because there's such a drop off from
Yeah.
when that old guard, that last group that came through that set the standard, and they're not being listened to. When they go, it's gone, it's done, and it's taken so long for us to get reset again.
Bro. How
So
amazing would
yeah,
it
that's
be if
why he
his
makes it on there,
how amazing would it be if his son kind of follows in the same exact standard?
dude.
Although his son's season is done. We talked about that the other day. He
Yep.
foot injury, so he's done for the
Hmm.
season. But
Yep.
yeah, he's Rooney. I mean, he's one of my favorite players of all time. I've
Hmm.
got you guys can't see it here, but over on the wall when he broke our goal scoring record, I ordered a copy of the MEN and framed it because there's a big old full page graphic of him winning
Hmm.
it. So that's how much I care about Rooney's legacy. Obviously, there's some United fans that are a bit iffy with the issues with like allegedly Chelsea, Barcelona, all that stuff. We did do a couple what if episodes about that, so go check those out if you guys want
Hmm.
something else to watch during the international break. Those are always a blast. Go check out my Carrick videos and my Adam Wharton video while you're at it. Tim's got a pick in here. Hold up. Big up, Tim. Yeah, you guys get your picks in here too. Four players. He's going
Oh,
Charlton,
that's a great
Cantona,
one.
Rooney, Best. Yeah, Best. I mean, Best just misses
Oh,
out as well, right? He probably could have been in with a shout for honorable mentions too. Again, for
yeah.
me, because I'm 40, so I would say I wasn't alive when George Best was playing. I have watched him in archived games on like MUTV and stuff. So it's just that's just like the same with the all-time 11. That's why I didn't vote in that one for players that I'd never watched. Again, that's not because I don't think that's allowed. It's just for me, preferentially. It's like saying like, oh, Citizen Kane is a cinematic gem. I've never seen Citizen Kane, so I can't say that, right? So I'll have to watch it sometime. I don't really think It's a Wonderful Life is that great of a movie, personally, and I can't say that because everybody gets their knives out and starts chasing me around. But it is what it is. Final thoughts on your picks before I give my final pick and show my one.
I told you, and I told others. I This was hard.
Yeah.
This is so hard. Um, it was because I was going in different directions. Like, do I pick the ones that I know? Do I go time periods? And as a history person, I went time periods because
Yeah.
that's what I have to do. But this was fun, but also like the entire night as I was thinking about it, I was like, you're gonna pick wrong. This is you're not gonna like your picks. You're gonna come
There's,
back. So good thing
yeah.
you told me to sleep on it because I was like, no, I'm good with
Started
what I
getting
said.
like second guessing
Yeah.
yourself. Big up Michael Bell, by the
Oh
way.
yeah.
Hope your daughter's doing well,
Hey
man.
hey.
Let us know how she's doing. Stuart Pearson, good shout.
Hmm.
Um,
Another great shout. Yeah.
it's easy to. There's so many players. Imagine what it's going to be
Yeah.
like when we do the video in the future on players, like just players in general, of
Hmm.
all football of all time. Like I might have to sit and
Hmm.
do a roundtable discussion on that with like Bill and Brad and Justin and Corey
Oh
and
dude.
Jeremy. I
Yeah.
might have to sit everybody down at the dining room table. Or are we just gonna get the camera out and go sit by a bonfire and just let it roll while everyone argues for an hour and a half?
There you go.
Well, big up, Michael, man. I hope your
Or
daughter's doing well, man.
have fun with it, Sean. Just start the argument, walk away, and
That's basically what I do. I call it throwing grenades. I'm just like,
yeah.
so I'm like, so that Pep Guardiola's overrated, isn't he? Go, and then I just walk away, which is two things. I'm like, just saying, Messi's not better than Ronaldo. Then I just leave. I don't really care. I don't really mean it. I just say it because I like to wind shit up. That's my job.
Hmm.
And then it's funny because just the conversation, the argument just grows organically after that. So you got to
Hmm.
throw a grenade in there to go. So your four picks, a very very strong a strong Mount Rushmore of United players. I've got my final pick in here, and it's got to be the king. It's got to be the king himself,
Oh,
Eric Cantona. He may not have
yo,
been
what a
here
great
as
one.
long as some of the iconic players who have pulled on the famous shirt. He may not have scored as many goals or lifted as many trophies. But is there any other player that you think of when you think about Manchester United, honestly, for the modern fan, right? 5 seasons, 185 appearances, 82 goals, 51 assists in the league, 4 Premier League titles in 5 years, by the way, 2 FA Cups. That's insane. 25 goals in all comps to lead United to a league double in the 93-94 season.
Hmm.
Chiching. Scored in 6 straight games late on in the 95-96 season to power United to win the league that season. His goal against Liverpool in the FA Cup final that season as well clinched our second double in 3 seasons for the club. Absolute baller. Before Cantona, United hoped. With Cantona, we expected. He brought expectation.
Hmm.
He brought that
Yep.
belief that we have to do this. These are the new standards. We believe this now. He was the personification of confidence with the skill to actually back it up as well. He defined an era. He was the spark.
Hmm.
He was Manchester United, in my opinion. Talisman, legend, king. End of, in my opinion, Eric Cantona. You like how I get all poetic about it when I talk about United,
Dude,
don't you?
mic drop right there. We don't have to talk about anything else. That was fantastic.
You know, I got a bachelor's in creative writing. I got to find a reason to use it every now and then, so we're just going to go for it. So that is my four. I've got Cantona, Giggs, Rooney, and Keno. You've got Charlton Keane, Rooney, and Brian Robson. Now it's time for you guys to vote for who won. Who had the better Mount Rushmore? Again, there's no wrong answers, but who do you think had the stronger Mount Rushmore? Dylan's wrong, or Sean's? Yay, the right answer. Michael's throwing Dennis Law. Yeah, Dennis Law is a good shout. Again, another one I never saw
Dude,
play. Unfortunately.
yeah, I had to do a toss up between Dennis Law, George Best, or Bobby Charlton, and I just went with Sir Bobby.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's hard. I mean, he was
yeah.
as early as you can get. I mean, there are a lot of great players from there. Aston was very good.
Mhm.
Stepney was obviously very good as
Oh,
well. Obviously,
Stephanie.
Georgie
Yep.
Best is going to get into a lot of
Hmm.
people's picks, and you've got all the players like you got Pallister, you've got Stam in there as well. You've got Irwin.
Hmm.
So
Irwin
many
was on
great
my list.
players.
Oh,
So many great players. I saw Debasi came in with a cheeky bid for Ronaldo. Beckham. I don't know how Beckham doesn't get in there as well. Like it's insane. Debasi says we have four Ballon d'Or winners of the club. We had three at the club at the same time.
hmm.
Nobody else has done
Back
that.
wasn't it back to back to back too?
Yeah, dude, it was amazing.
Like, yeah. Oh,
We were that's where the Trinity statue comes from, man. It was freaking amazing. Like
mm,
when you deep the history and the records that this club has, like it's like astonishing. Like it's you're like, how did this even
mhm,
possible? How did this even happen? Um,
mhm.
Thug life. I'll put it now when we're done here. I'll go put up a poll on the channel on the community page, and I'll let you guys vote that way as well, so you guys can actually get a vote in and let us know if you're gonna vote for Dylan or you're gonna vote for Sean. So, what did you guys end up voting for on the other poll, you guys? Please make sure you like and too while we're at it. So, 88% of you would still want City docked points this season so they get relegated. I'm gonna end the poll there. I agree. I want it to get done and over with because I worry that if you do it next season, they could still survive. Like they could still like get enough points to stay up. This if you relegate him, you relegate him. That's just is what it is. So
Yeah.
we'll put Dylan's back up there for a hot second, give him some help. He needs it. Dylan, it was fun, right? It was hard, but
Oh
it
yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
There's so many players in there that just unfortunately just didn't make the cut for one reason or another.
Hmm.
You could put Nicky Butt in there, I think, with a shout as well. You
Yep.
could make a case for Ollie, I think, as well.
Ollie
Rude,
could.
a lot of people. Rude gets in there. Um,
Hmm.
it's difficult. It's super super difficult, man. Schmeichel
Park
probably.
Ji Sung, man.
Park Ji Sung, another one. Um,
Oh.
Someone's out here being a politician. Debasi says both lists are good. I can't pick one. Nice. He's got a future in politics, Debasi. You guys, make sure if you weren't able to catch the live, leave a comment with your four picks. It is hard, and it caught a lot of people off guard. You might not have had time. It's fine if you want to put a lot of thought into it. No problem. We got some people getting their list in already as well. So Tim obviously got his list in. Charlton, Canton, and Rooney Best. Very, very good. Very front heavy, but very,
Oh,
very good.
yeah.
But it is a great
Love
list as
it.
well. Again, and it does kind of show you too, like eras. You know how
Hmm.
old people are. You will age yourself maybe a little bit. So there is that. In the future, I want to do more of these kind of videos. I want to do one on
Hmm.
managers in football, and like I said, I want to do one on just overall footballers. That one I think is going to show off people's age more than anything because you're going to have people who come in with the Maradonas and the Batistutas. You're going to have people who come in with like the Iniestas and the Ronaldinhos and things like that. And you have people who are coming with the Ronaldos and the Messis and the Neymars and stuff. It's very, very difficult. I tend to look at that
Hmm.
as if I'm putting together an 11 or a five aside, these are the first four players on my list that I can't have without. So there is no right or wrong answer. It's just this is where your preference and then why. So any
Hmm.
anything that crossed your mind, any surprises, any frustrations while you were putting together your four players, Dylan, other than just going back and forth a couple times and copying my answers?
Part of it was, can we have more?
I know
Can
how
we
to
have
drink
more
water.
on there? Yeah. Oh,
Can we have more? You want another
oh,
head on the Mount
yeah,
Rushmore?
yeah, yeah. I'd like another head down there. Michael's got a good one.
We got Michael here. Says Charlton, Best, Cantona, and Bruno. Woo. Bruno. If
Hey,
Bruno,
Bruno would be for the next generation for me.
if he could win a Premier League or a Champions League, Bruno, like if you were here next season and next year when we won the league or the Champions League, then it'd be hard to, especially if he breaks the record this season for assists. Then it'd be difficult to not maybe put him in at least with the honorable mentions. Does he get in ahead of mine? I don't know if he does. Just if you look at the trophies, if you look at all that, I don't think he does. But it's a good shout. I mean, he had the potential. Bruno is
Mhm.
he's the Harry Kane of Manchester United, man. Just the best player during his time here, and just it's a shame that we didn't deserve him. We'll
Yep.
say that.
No. Nope.
Yeah, it was.
Right player, wrong time.
Yeah, hit the like
Can,
button for
can
me
you
if you're.
imagine? I was gonna say, can you imagine if he was pinging the ball to like Tevez and Ronaldo
Yeah,
and Rooney?
like
Dude,
Bruno. I can imagine
holy
you and other players have said this. Like I think Rio said this. Bruno, you could drop into like almost any era in the Premier League and he'd do just fine.
hmm
I don't think you can say that about every player. And I think that he would. I
No.
think he suits the way Sir Alex used to play. I think he suits a lot of different
Yep.
systems. Yeah, Bruno's an amazing player. He's world class in my opinion. I'd love if he had a
Yep.
couple more major trophies, but maybe Portugal will grab something this summer. Who knows? They like to break the rules to get
Yep.
Ronaldo in there, so who
Yeah.
knows what happens.
Hey, hey, if he keeps it up and he breaks the Premier League record, he better get a Ballon d'Or shout.
I mean, he's got to win trophies to get the Ballon d'Ors. I mean, always got someone's got you got to win something. This season, I don't know who would get it this season. Usually last season it was pretty early that it looked like it was going to be Ousmane Dembele. I don't know if I would give it to anybody in Arsenal. Honestly, they don't really look that great. I'm struggling.
No.
Who else could be in with a shout right now? I don't know. Mbappe, maybe if Madrid do something. I don't watch enough La Liga to know what La Liga's
Mm,
like these days.
Lamine Yamal, I guess, would be the one
He's
everybody
got
wants. But
he's got lots of years to win that. He's got to win. You got to win a Champions League at least. You've got to win your league as well. And I do think Danny Carvajal got robbed when Rodri won it because I do think Carvajal he'd won more and
hmm
he had a better World Cup or a better Euros in my opinion. So I do think Carvajal was absolutely robbed. But it is what it
yeah,
is. It is Ballon d'Or is one of those things where we could talk about it. I don't really take it too seriously because it's a team sport, so individual awards to me. I think for me, the Ronaldo Messi debate just kind of made it more of a popularity thing for a while. So, but it is what it is. It's still fun to chat about. Guys, hit the like button if you're
hmm
appreciative of my graphics, my graphic design, because I'm pretty proud of it. You can see I've got the badge etched in stone in there below the face as well. Sir Alex
hmm
is
I
obviously
like
the
that.
sculptor, the artist who made these players what they are, or not in your case, not Sir Bobby Charlton. But amazing, amazing. I'm gonna put the poll up after we're done here, so you guys can go ahead and vote properly. But Dylan, that's gonna wrap it up for a pretty short show tonight. But I had fun with it. Any final thoughts on anything we discussed
Oh
today, or
yeah.
any final thoughts that you've got rolling around in that head of yours?
No, this was just a lot of fun. I like Michael Bell's thought there. Like, yeah, I'd totally put that on my wall. No, this is a lot of fun. I enjoy doing stuff like this. It's fun to get different people's perspectives and just talk about United in that
Yeah,
regard. Just bring up some of the greats. I learned some more things about some different players. It was great. I had a ball. And as you guys know, history teacher, history aficionado, love stuff like this.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, I tell people all the time, like, this is the kind of conversations I have outside of doing like being on the channel and these like reading, watching football, like everything I do since I've done the channel, I do normally. I just like put a camera in front of my face now. Figured I might as well, interact with more people. Honestly,
hmm
the best part has just been getting to know a lot of you people in the chat. You guys, the community's been great, man. And honestly, how cool was it to like meet and like link up with Stu from Tactical Doubles? Like
Oh,
that would
dude, that
not
was
have happened,
awesome.
right? Like that's
That
awesome.
was awesome.
So
Yeah.
stuff like that, I mean, it's just amazing. So I know I sound old when I say that, like, ooh, technology's cool. But it's still fun. So I have a blast. You guys are always just absolute legends in the chat, you guys. Please like, please
hmm
subscribe, please check those memberships as well. Tons of perks. Don't forget 30% off the United vs. Everybody store right now for the next couple days as well. There are some other links down there for some sales at Fanatics. I did post a link on Twitter as well, and I think I posted it in the community post that Kit Bag is having a crazy like up to 70% off sale right now. So Click on
Uh-huh.
that link to go get to Kitbag if you guys do want United gear. I'm always trying to keep a lookout for the best deal for you guys. Again, April is financial responsibility month, so what better way to be financially responsible than to take advantage of 30% off in the Universe Everybody store? So
Exactly.
if you're gonna do something wrong, do it right, and at least go save some money while you're doing it. So, but that's it from me and Dylan. You guys, again, like, subscribe. I know I say it a lot, but it does help the channel grow. We are on the road to 4K, so go check out some of those other videos when you're done. They are in the description, so you can learn a little bit more about Adam Orton. Go check out my videos on Michael Carrick, the case for and the case against him getting the permanent job.
I did. Yeah, that's okay. Like,